Hey everyone, welcome to episode 2 of the Starting with Zero series. I have Adriana with me today, and this has been a long time coming, this episode, Adriana. So thank you so much for making time.
No problem. I know we've been trying to make some time to actually get this locked down and do it. So thank you for having me.
Cool. So what has been some of the key things or areas that we've worked on since the last episode that you want to talk about? Anything specific?
It's definitely been full steam ahead with social media and getting my head around consistently posting, trying to find, I guess, content that is relatable by people and is not the same boring shit that everyone seems to be putting out there, which is, really beautiful pictures, aesthetically looks wonderful because I mean, really, we can all do that. And trying to find a point of difference where I kind of injected myself as the face of the brand and the drive behind the business. So I have been absolutely scattergunning it. As we said, I think in the previous podcast, we were
Mm-hmm.
talking about that
Mm-hmm.
was going to be the approach we are going to take. And yeah, it's been interesting. We've had like posts blow up on TikTok that were completely unexpected. And then we kind of had a bit of a slow crawl on Instagram until I posted something last weekend and that seemed to have resonated with a lot of jewelers. I guess, initially they weren't my target. However, I love the industry I work in and I'm all for education and putting information out there that is, completely relevant and accurate. Yeah.
And that content, when you start pressing buttons type content, and challenging the status quo or pointing out things that are wrong in the industry, you have to obviously be prepared for any pushback. And so it's kind of like you're prepared to spar and throw a hook. So there will be pushback. But I think overall what you're doing, and look, it's social jewelry is just filled with so much misinformation, as you know more than anyone else. It's pretty much every industry. It's mine, like the ridiculous rhetoric you see on AI. People just trying to make money and they're just trying to. People actually can say you don't need your SEO anymore. You can just replace your SEO with Chat GPT prompts. I don't think so. You can't replace your SEO with Chat GPT prompts. But they say
Damn.
these things because they're like, hello. Um, I hope they do one day. I mean, that'd be fantastic. I can finally retire. But it's not going to happen. And you really like when you start going out and start attacking these things, if on LinkedIn, you're going to get that level of pushbacks. A, it takes a lot of courage to do it. B, it just goes to show that you need to know your stuff because once you start throwing the proverbial punches, then everyone's going to scrutinize everything you say. And so I think when I was speaking with your husband, he also mentioned that you really have to be on the ball and check and double fact check and all the rest of what you're saying. Not like you don't know the stuff, but I think that your brand is going to be built essentially on standing out through trust. I think you got a trustworthy face. You look trustworthy. There's nothing dodgy that looks. You don't look dodgy like some jewelers are. You know, out there. Uh,
I don't know.
but you like. I think you've taken a very good angle. I think you're gonna definitely.
Piss a few
What's
people
the
off.
you're gonna mess up. You're basically going to cause a ripple effect that a lot of people are going to feel because they have been getting away with BS for a long time. And I see in the comments all the time. Yeah, like I've been watching social media content from jewelers for a long time. There's a lot of customers that will come in and start saying this content is BS. What they're saying is not true. What lab grown is, the resale value. Let's not pretend, let's not see it for more than what it is. And like people trying to dress things up for business cases, right? Because it's a business case.
Yeah, I think
So
everyone's trying
it's good
to
that you're
put
doing.
content out there at the moment that is relevant for their business and what they're trying to sell, which I completely understand. That's the marketing angle. But I think I'm going to scrap that and I'm just going to be putting relevant information that's relevant for everybody, not just because that's a product I sell, because the truth is I sell and custom make anything and everything. So If the consumer isn't well informed with it, then I educate them through every consultation, but I can't do that unless they're in my studio or they're in, my space where I can actually sit down and thoroughly explain that. Otherwise, how else do I reach them? How else is my voice going to get out there? And you're absolutely right. I am going to annoy so many people. And my intention is not to piss people off. My intention is not to get people off my side, because I have spent so many years building and, having these great relationships with both jewelers in the trade, retailers, and my consumers. Like, I'm not out there to try and bulldoze everybody. I'm out there to correct the shit that's going on. And there is a lot of bullshit out there at the moment. So, I mean, yeah, it's going to piss some people off, but I rather the right information be out there than the wrong information or misleading information, because look, it's not fair. And unless someone is out there to correct it and not correcting it purely for the fact that I'm trying to drive them towards me, because, like, honestly, if they don't come and purchase from me, it's okay. I'm not going to ever hold that against someone. It's okay if they don't purchase from me. That is not why I'm going out there and putting that information. It's because I want them to make an informed decision. And if that means that has built trust where they feel comfortable enough to come back to me and purchase from me, then great. That's a bonus. But it's not my initial drive.
Yeah, great. And I think the fact that you don't care and you say that, like whether you buy from me or not, I just want you to have the right information. I know you're authentic. If everyone else buys into that, people are gonna want to do it because it's almost like, fine, here's more information. You can do whatever you want with it. If you come, great. If not, well, then that's up to you. But buyer beware. But I think that approach is great. I think it's about cracking through the zeitgeist for me, and what we talked about from day one, like how are you going to stand out from all the polished noise and just this just facade that every company in jewelry feels like they're going to keep putting up, with the endless just little social media person putting up videos and little social media person putting up rings and like dangling them in the camera.
Like, I've seen so much like stuff where I
Like
really
it's
have to
getting a
try
bit
and
old
contain
now.
myself.
I don't know. No, you can finish that sentence.
Yeah, like there's some stuff like that post that, started going a little bit crazy on Insta. In a good way, mind you. Like, I would say that 99.9% of the feedback from that post was fantastic. Like, I had jewelers from all around the world contacting me.
It's fantastic.
But the thing was, that actually started as me sitting in my living room having a bitch and moan about you know, how the wrong content was being put out there, particularly in that video I talked about. And I do have that video because my husband actually filmed me on the couch. And I said to him, I'm not using that. I'm not putting that on social media. And that's when I thought, okay, well, I need to put something together that I can put out there that didn't require me being in my pajamas on the couch, looking like I'd just woken up. So that's kind of where the catalyst for that started.
But I reckon when you were in, like, because that would have been fresh in your mind, I think we probably would have got more rant than information, which I think would be great. But it would have been more because you got to like blurt anything out, whatever. But like, it would have been a lot more ranting, which I think would be fun too. Because I think your emotions would be like, you would have been sitting there ranting with your husband, and it would have been just it would have cracked through on TikTok 100%. The jeweler in her pajamas ranting about about the industry is probably going to get you some level of attention. I think it's amazing that you've gotten that attention from other jewelers all around the world for one piece of content. Did you ever think that was like? I mean, you probably think that was possible, but do you think you would like? Did you think things like that would happen
Look, it
before
wasn't.
like putting yourself out there?
Yeah, I didn't go out there with the intention of, trying to either win over, future customers or the consumers, or
Yeah.
trying to win over jewelers. I just went out there with the mindset of, I need to correct this because this information is not accurate. And that was the initial intent. And then, just getting jewelers from all over the world following me. I even had, a couple of really big influencers also follow, which I was completely blown away with. But I guess that where, that is that point of difference. Well, it obviously resonated with someone, and I'm here to help. I even did a follow-up post. Like one of the comments went on to ask me about my thoughts on casting stones in place. And I hadn't gotten back to the comment straight away because I was having a really good think about it and kind of thinking about my time in casting and, what some of the experiences was. So I created another follow up post who was specifically, aimed at that person who made the comment. And I tagged her in it as well. And I said kind of this is in response to your question. And like she was so grateful for it, and that for me, it kind of warmed my heart because it means that I have information that can help someone else. And I might not have all the information. Like, no matter how much time you spend doing something, you never know something 100%. But I do have quite a bit of info stored in here. So it is nice and it was nice to resonate with so many jewelers. I had a couple of jewelers who actually didn't know who I was that reached out, and I commented back to them privately saying, "Hey, I actually used to work directly with you. I used to speak to you on a weekly basis. This is where I worked previously." And it was like a couple of light bulb moments like, "Oh my God, this is you. This is what you're doing now." And I'm like, "Yep, I'm not on the other end of support anymore. I'm now kind of trying to reach everybody from a different angle." So yeah, I'm really overwhelmed with the amount of jewelers that reached out to me, that commented, that started following me. Um, yeah, it was not what I expected, and I'm really grateful for it.
It's great. No, I think it's great. It's been great working with you because you've just been an open book in terms of like, I'm willing to like try anything and you'll message me and do you think this will work or this will work? And I'm like, I don't know. Whether I think it is or it isn't, I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't matter what I think
Because I
because
needed genuine response. Do you think what I'm talking is fluff, or do you think it's actually got a bit of substance? I'm genuinely
I'll
interested in feedback.
even if I think you're full of crap and it's not going to work, like I know you're going to be authentic. Like the only thing that I would steer you away from is anything that doesn't show who Adriana is. If I felt like you're starting to become somebody you're not, I'll tell you. But if I know you're going to produce a piece of content where maybe I don't like the direction you're going, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not your customer target market. I'm not, if you target 77,000 people that reach one of your videos, 800, I know my facts. I'm sure there's a few people in there not going to like it. So what? We're not going to produce it now. Like, you think about, I don't want you thinking about whether I like it or anyone likes it. I want you to focus on, does it bring value and is it authentically who I am? If the answer is yes to both of those, post it. What's the worst that could happen? Nothing.
Well, look, let's be
So,
honest. If I really believe that it is something that needs to be put out there, I'm going to post it anyway.
I mean,
But
100%.
I think because it's something that I'm not overly confident in, and I am not in front of a camera all day, every day, although I am a lot more now than I used to be. Just having a second opinion is nice.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. But I think that again, everything you've done is pretty much what I've seen the content before we're working together. It was just it was okay. It was you, but who is Adriana? Like why am I dealing? Because at the moment, Thelis jewelry, there's no brand. It's just you're the brand. It's you. No one's coming to Thelis because of Thelis. You're going to Thelis because of Adriana at the moment. So the more you can put faith, even things that sometimes aren't even relevant to jewelry. Having a rant with the husband, like I would never turn anything off because as a marketer, I'm like, put it out there and measure the data. There's too much of this, let's all be polished and go through the HR department or go through the legal department. You have to, obviously, you can't be defaming people, right? But the point, like, obviously, there's limits. But no, I'll never shut that down. And I'll look. And do I think you could get better here and there? Yeah, sure, absolutely. But that's all going to come with time, mate. Like, I'm just glad you've taken the advice, you've molded it or you've casted it your way. Uh, I just thought of that. Just
Relevant.
and you do and you're doing your own thing. That's all I wanted you to see. On the SEO side,
I know where this one's leading on the SEO side in terms of how much work we've been doing in the back end.
Well, I wanted to like talk about it because I know well, I mean, we can talk about it later. It was just actually one area where we haven't done a whole lot of talking about is the blogging sides. How do we bring in the social media? Like, for example, you know how you talked about the 14 carat and the claws cracking and all the rest of it, right? I mean, that's a ridiculously good article. I mean, even if I know you don't drive to and from work, but if I know it's in the train's probably hard, but like if you were like going home, you could easily just dictate, just talk about what you basically said in that video, and then we can transcribe that into an article, and then we can start like embedding videos and images. But we haven't talked about the blogging side of so any like you can pretty much take it to the bank that often content that performs well on social media, there'll be some way to tie it into SEO. And while SEO is a bit more different, we want to come across as a bit more polished in the sense of our industry knowledge, our expertise. We want that to be front and center, but we also want to be personable and conversational in the content. So I think we could produce 2 or 3 articles based on the previous social media content around 14 carats, lab grown versus natural, white gold versus platinum. I mean, the whole 14 carat, I mean, is that even like the whole like claw settings and things to watch out for? All that stuff that you could talk about. I don't even know if I screwed that up, but there's a lot of SEO opportunities in those social media posts. So we haven't talked about that yet, but remind me off air to talk about that with you as well.
Okay, no problem. Well,
So, I mean, are you able to write the content or would you just find it easier if we dictate it?
no, I'm happy to write the content. I have no
You
issues
know what you
writing.
are.
Yeah, I've got a few blogs that are currently on the website. And it's always kind of like, all right, I'll do it on the train and I'll start typing and then my phone rings or I'll get an email that I've got to respond to immediately. And then I get off the train and then there's this whole rush home to, well, back to reality. Like this is family life now. So I've got
Yeah.
to do the whole being a mum thing and, make sure
Yeah,
the
that
kids are
thing.
fast, put to sleep, story between homework's done. They go down. It's like, okay, what energy do I have left to continue my day? And,
Yeah.
I'll either try and
It's
get back.
hard, man.
Yeah, it's life. And, it's difficult. And there was a long time there that I was working till 2 a.m. Once the kids would go down, I'd be either typing valuations or doing website prep till about 2. And then I'd, either plonk on the couch or I'd go to bed and then wake up at 6 and do it all over again. So it's definitely burning the candle at both ends. So I'm trying to create a balance now where I'm not going to kill myself and
Yeah.
I'm still
No,
going to
that's
be as
right. Yeah.
productive as possible.
And that's why another thing I was mentioning on the phone the other week about, I was saying to your husband, like when we first started chatting and I had to look at the website and see that it wasn't going anywhere quick. I'm like, do I say something? Do I not say something? But another consideration is if I do say something and I do get involved and I do something and work something out with Adriana, do I feel like she's going to have the engine to really do what needs to be done? Because there's a lot that needs to be done. I'm thinking, you got to think, is this somebody that's actually going to do it? Because if someone's paying me, they're going to get it done because there's money involved and they've got a team, right? It's just you. And it's like, it's really going to be tough. I think the biggest bottleneck has not been you, right? It's been the website and it's been some miscommunication issues to say the least. So you keep proving me right, like you're the right person to work with in this sort of storytelling, and I think you've done really, really well. You've had to do a lot with the current setup, like that whole third party script that was just completely not SEO relevant at all, can't be found, can't be crawled. I'm thinking, do I feel like Adriana's going to be able to get things done and basically change her entire website to make it SEO friendly? But but yeah,
Yeah.
we have, and the results speak for themselves so far. I mean, when we were chatting back in December, you're averaging about 153, 120, 130 impressions a day, right? And back like February 24th was our top. We had 2,000 impressions in that single day. People saw the brand on Google, right? And keywords they're not crappy keywords. They're yellow gold engagement rings, rose gold engagement rings, Marquise engagement rings, side stone engagement rings, emerald cut engagement rings, solitaire engagement rings, princess cut engagement rings, 1 carat. So the entire top navigation that I asked you to read, well, and the devs to do has, you know, that's nearly 900 to 1,000% more impressions.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, that's huge. I mean, I don't know if we've really discussed the numbers before, but when you put it like that, yeah, it's huge and there's still so much to do. And yeah,
It's,
that's a great result.
I mean, we got to work. I mean, the clicks have obviously have gone up. There's no question about that. But we're seeing the most amount of results in that sort of visibility and saturation on search. Where the growth will come is once we look at sort of digital PR. How do we get Adriana to be controversial enough to generate links from Channel 7 and from Elle and from Vogue and from Who and from People magazine, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's something
Am I
that would be
meant to be
fun.
controversial? Like, if
What do you
that's
mean? I think
something that
you already
I'm
are.
meant to do? I'm not trying to be controversial. I'm trying to, I guess, yeah, not be
Yeah,
controversial.
okay. Take back the controversy always is like the easiest PR angle, right? But let's say you want to create something ridiculous, right? Something that's I don't know, like it's probably too late for Greek Easter, but something crazy for Greek Easter, right? Something that's worth like $10 million. I mean, something ridiculous, right? A Greek Orthodox chain that's it's just ridiculous in terms of like obviously there'll be lab grown diamonds, but if you want one like this, it would be this amount of money. But I don't want to get out. We can talk about that
That's
another
very
day.
Greek of you,
But,
Andrew.
yeah, very well, the big fat cross with the diamonds and all the rest of it. Yeah, but look, the numbers are really great in terms of the early signs of our saturation. But once we still got a lot of work to do in that engagement rings, but totally revamping that was like my biggest concern for you when we got started. Because I'm like, we've got to pull hundreds and hundreds of products, get them populated in different collections, build the collections, build the content, build the back end inventory and all the rest of it. And we're not there yet, but you can see when I shared the results with you a while back, you could see the trajectories
Yeah, I
in the
think,
right.
look, soon there's going to be a lot more products that are ready to go live. Like I
Yeah.
said the other day, I think I've completed so far like 500 or 600 pricing and descriptions, and they're pretty much ready to go now, but we're going to wait until they're all ready so we can go live all at once. And then we were talking about the next project being wedding bands, which are like already finished, not finished, but I've finished preparing all of the images for that. And I'm just working on the description and pricing now. While we've got one project that's ready to close, it's like I've already started rolling the ball on the next project. So we can just go, okay, that one's done. Bang. Now let's move into this here. Great. Here's the information to devs. Get project number 2 started so that we can continue it. I don't want to have pauses. I don't want
Mm.
us to be kind of going, oh, yeah, we finished that project. Let's kind of sit back now and see how that goes. I just wanted to keep rolling because the second we stop, I feel like we go, okay, well, we worked really, really hard. Let's see how that kind of comes to fruition. I've never really operated like that. I mean, I would love to because I can kind of sit back and have a glass of wine and chill out and watch my numbers grow, hopefully. But it's just one thing after the other. I've always been on the go. It's always one project closes, another one opens, one project closes, another one opens, and it just keeps rolling. I think I kind of wanted to put that into Thelis, and we are doing that now at the website because I have to see this grow. I have to see this succeed. This is
Yeah.
me putting all of me into this brand, into everything. So I have to succeed. I can't fail.
You won't fail.
You're getting emotional.
Yeah, well, it's an emotional thing. I mean, you've put in so much time, money. I'm sure that how much sacrifice there is. You could be spending more time with your kids, right? I mean, really, when you step back and think about it, the you're spending a lot more time at work than pretty much anywhere else. And so, I mean, you know what? It's great you've taken that plunge, and I think you don't even realize that you can help a lot of people too. M- That always, I tell people all the time when they talk to me about starting a business, I'm like, you just got to have the fire in your belly. That shitty job that you're working at will always be there, but the ability to to see if you can start something on your own may not always be there, and the opportunity may come and go. So I don't think you will fail. If you do fail though, and then what does fail even really look like? Like if you fail, at least you won't have regret that you didn't try at all. You won't be 90 years old thinking, man, like,
Yeah,
I
look,
wish I
Andrew,
still
this
had
has
children.
been
Business.
a dream of mine. Like, I can't even tell you how many years. I've been saying this since I finished my apprenticeship years ago, something like that. And for the last 13 years, my husband, who wasn't even my husband at the time, had said, just do it, get off the fence. And there was like a bit of an inside joke between my husband and my best friend where they would say that, I'm too scared to jump off the fence. And they were 100% right. I was shitting myself. I was way too scared. I was too scared to fail. I was too scared to spend money and lose it when I could have spent it elsewhere and it could have grown. I was too scared to gamble on myself. And I think there's a reason why I didn't do it then. I'm very much ready to do this now in every aspect in terms of, education and knowledge, experience. And I guess now I've kind of got a fire inside of me that I didn't have before. Before I just wanted it. Now I need it. I need this to work. So I'm glad that my closest pushed me off the ledge, and having my son, my second baby, was, I guess, the catalyst as well for this. I mean, I remember sitting in the hospital and I had just delivered him, and I was sitting there on the phone organizing diamonds to be delivered, using CAD designs, casts to be done, and I'm sitting there juggling it all while feeding him. I think it was like 2 or 3 days old, and for me, that was a moment where I kind of looked at my phone and I just looked up and I was like, I'm doing this, I'm already doing this.
It's
So I
awesome.
just kind of continued that for a little bit. And I think it was 3 months later, I said to my husband, yeah, we're doing it. We're going all in. Let's build this website. Let's do this the way we're meant to do it, and give it a really good crack, try our best. And if it succeeds, great. And if it doesn't, it's okay. Because at least I know I tried, and I tried at the right time in my life where I could put as much as I could into it. So here we are.
And you would be such in hot demand even if it didn't work out, right? I mean, you'd be able to you'll land a job. That's why it's a great time, and that's if you fail. I don't think you will.
Look,
I'm
I'm
pretty certain you
not
won't.
scared of not finding a job. It's funny, I still get inquiry, even though I'm launching this brand and I've been on my own now for over a year. Still get so many
People still
inquiries saying,
messaging you.
"Hey, do you want to come and work with us?" Or, if you haven't got much work on at the moment, we'd be, delighted to have you in our store. And, it's not that I don't want to go back to retail. If I want to, run my own retail, I think it'd be a bit of a contradiction at the moment if I'm trying to launch my own brand while working for someone else. I need to be all
Do
in
you?
on this.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. Now you made me feel like I'm lucky to be part of this story now. It was brilliant.
Oh, I wasn't trying to.
I was
I
like,
was emotionally
maybe
blackmailing you. Where?
maybe I'm the lucky one here. No, it's great.
No, I'm the lucky
I
one.
really
I
am.
am truly grateful.
It's okay. Like I said, our families go way back, whether we're related or not, which is just debatable.
My
Nothing's
cousin.
come up on nothing's come up yet
Would you
on
believe I
ancestry.
have not gotten my ancestry results yet? I submitted to them in January. I think it's time I give them a call.
Yeah, well, maybe definitely
They
just send
haven't
them an
received
email.
it. Probably lost in the middle of, the ocean
Yeah,
somewhere.
because normally I'll get a message saying, "Oh, you're related to this person, related to that person." I'm like,
No, they haven't
I
even
checked
received my
last week.
results yet, nor my husband's. We sent them both together and, yeah, who knows? I don't know. Fell off the ship.
Fair enough. The luggage.
Lot of the luggage.
No, I was going to say that. No, it's been really good. No, and I think you won't fail. I think it's too much in the tank for you, mate. So I think I think the best thing that we can keep, like what you're doing, what you're focusing on with the authentic content, the blogs, we can work out how to do the link building, but it's just finding people with the right tool set. I mean, and I hope that we get to a point where you're hiring a marketing person, not a jeweler, because that marketing person will be sitting right next to you. And we're going to be talking about this, and they're going to be able to help me as well. So when we get to that level, it will be an enormous achievement as well, which I don't think it'll be too far away. I
No,
got a
I
feeling.
definitely think it's gonna be, this year kind of a thing. That's what I'm
Oh
aiming
wow,
for. So that's what I'm hoping for at the end of this year, that, I'm in a position where we can hire that person. Look, it may not be full time. It may just be a part-time thing, a couple of days a week to start with. But I think we may be there soon. I mean, I'm not even paying myself a decent wage at the moment, but that's okay. You know, if it means that we're going to continue growing, then I can put
I thought
into
that
that
all your money went into that diamond tester. That's like that's like so
diamond test. And
expensive.
there's so much other equipment. It's not even that. You got to bloody pay subscriptions for everything nowadays. So you think you buy one
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
and it's like, here's an ongoing payment. Oh, $20 here, $30 here, $50 here, $100 here.
There's a lot of
And I'm like,
subscriptions, man.
did I just pay 6 grand a year in subscriptions and I probably didn't even use half of them? So
Yeah,
that's,
that's that. You got to audit that shit. I mean, we could
oh,
put that money towards links, and get people to link to the website, which we desperately need. So yeah,
yeah, no,
try
I'm
to try to audit that.
sussing that out right now.
So, what do you see the approach for your content going forward? More reactive, or where do you see like reacting to what's happening in the industry, or do you see like what I would love to see you do is every time you produce a piece of jewelry, even the way you talk to your customer, like if you tell your customer, "Hey, I'll give you a 30% discount if you can film this, if you can afford it, right? If you can't afford it, don't worry, we can do this later."
And that's my margin in up my jobs.
Yeah, all right. Okay. Well, wait, maybe I'll hold off on that one. But like, if we can
Do you
like
remember the
film
concept
every,
is affordable luxury, which means that me as the jeweler takes the hit to
yeah,
make it
yeah,
affordable.
yeah, I get you. So maybe I think that would be great because I mean, if you had someone that would come in and just be happy with getting filmed, and you can like maybe offer them something, you'll figure it out. I think it'd be great, but more or less, the best thing I want to see on the socials is how you're making the jewelry. So the passion for the passion for delivering the correct information in the space is great. Keep hanging on to that. But I also want us to show off your talent and your passion through your work by filming and documenting absolutely everything.
Yeah.
Every ring. We even like you do a lot of valuations, maybe somehow bring that into it.
Probably gonna
Probably
have to get a
difficult.
signed off in regards to valuations because I do value
Yeah.
for a couple of the most premium jewelers in Sydney. You know, I've had things come across my desk recently that are just mind-boggling stock. Like I had the Queen's Cup in here. Um, I had this antique diamond ring, you know, people that are related to the royal family and the stock they brought in to the jeweler who was then on past them to me to value. It's just incredible. You know, it's not stock that you would see on normal socials, but I need permission. I need permission if I'm allowed to, you know, show it, if I'm allowed to talk about how I valued it. I would
I don't
never
think
go
you'll be
ahead
able to talk about.
and post that. Pardon?
But I think that yeah, no, I don't think you'd be able to talk about the intricate details of what its words, etc. But I don't think they'll let that happen. But I would say that it would be really cool content to see what you have like some of the crazy things going in there.
Some
But
of the
yeah, you,
stuff
you would have to.
is just incredible.
Yeah, I'm sure. A lot of people out there got plenty of money. So, well, what else are you gonna do with it, right? You can't take it when you're dead. But no,
That's
just
true.
maybe every single piece of jewelry that you create, even things we do for the website, try to get them filmed and documented, talking about them.
I've got this really beautiful piece we're working on at the moment, which I'm pretty excited about. Finished making it. We, you know, did the whole design process, cast it, cleaned it up, assembled it, and it is currently with the setter. So I'm waiting for it to arrive and I'll be able to document that. And I've got everything from the diamonds that were selected, like the whole story. So I will be doing a story around that when we post it because I've had each diamond individually graded. They weren't, one of them was the customers, and I sourced the side stone. So as a gift to them, I have those diamonds valued just to build up a little bit more confidence that they weren't just getting kind of anything. They were getting a quality diamond. It's been certified from a lab. And then I will then provide a certificate on the entire ring, on the value of it, which will outline the certificates that match the diamonds. It'll talk about the weight, the metal that we've used to manufacture it. It'll be a full breakdown. So I probably do need to focus a little bit more on my socials and explaining what kind of information does go into a valuation, and the different types of valuations out there. People just naturally assume that, hey, you're a valuer, you shouldn't be putting the condition on there. Why not? The condition will determine how much it's worth. Like if you went and had a car valued and half the side was swiped off it, you think it's going to be worth the same as if you went and bought it brand new? No. And it also depends on where you bought it from or what brand it is. That, that, you're right, you're choking.
Yeah, no. I was agreeing with you as I'm swallowing my drink. So yeah, no, I choked.
So I guess, yeah, I do need to talk a little bit more about valuations and why they vary within the market. So yeah, I'll probably have to create some more content around that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Adriana. Was there anything else you wanted to end the call?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
So
Yeah. I can't believe you got
what
me to
would you?
cry.
Yeah, I have that effect, but it, but it's it's really good because you wearing your heart on your sleeve, and you're a passionate person and authentic, and it comes out, and you can see how much you love what you do, what it means to you. It's got to work. It's got to work because it's not about the money for you. It's about the legacy, I think, and that's what I enjoy working with you. And that's why I want to do this with you, and I want to be part of the journey.
Thank you. Thank you so much for everything, Andrew. I truly am grateful for the amount of time you make for me and for the amount of effort you've already put into this. I can't thank you enough.
That's right. Let's get you some money, and then we can talk how awesome I am. But let's get you, as- and then once you're at a point where you're making plenty of money, then you can piss in my pocket as much as you like. But at the moment, we're still building. We're still we're still building
We're
that.
getting there.
When we
Look,
make it,
it's a slow burn, but we're going to get there.
we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. So no, I think I think you're doing really well, and I just want to keep crushing out the content. I was going to talk about the ads, but maybe we'll leave the ads and run the ads to episode number 3. So
Okay,
thank you
sounds
so
good.
much. Appreciate your
Thank you.
time. Appreciate you living up to the end of the bargain. I really do appreciate it. Sometimes I'm
I'm
like,
trying my best.
so I'm like, it hasn't been an episode 2 in a while, but I thought, what am I talking about? Should I annoy Adriana? And then all of a sudden you come and say, hey, we do episode 2. So I'm like, perfect time. But no, I really do
Honestly, like
appreciate it.
I make notes of everything. So if, there's shit that needs to be done, I've noted it down. Like we got to do that. So, the second I get to that, I'm like, right, Andrew, so too, if you got time, let's do
I
it.
think at this rate, one episode a month, I think, just because the way SEO is a slow burn and it takes the time. But we can always chat about certain strategies that I can turn into episodes, and not even talk about SEO. And remember that I'm also a digital marketer. So it's not, while I specialize in jewelry SEO, it's not just that. There needs to be
Don't
in the
you? I thought that
conversation.
was your specialty.
What? Hang on, I missed it. I'm autistic. You got to point out. You got to make things a little bit more obvious in the joking and the
You
sarcasm.
said it's not like I specialize in jewelry SEO, and I'm like, what? That's your specialty. What are you
No,
talking about?
only jewelry SEO.
Only
No,
that.
no,
That's what you do.
only that. That's
For Thelis,
so. There
that's
is
it.
other
You don't do
things.
anything else all day long.
No, but even jewelry SEO for because I've been in it for 20 years, but 16 and a half. But yeah, it was I'm also a digital marketer. So if we could talk about content and PR, and these things are very important to build your business. Everything comes down, Adriana, to 2 things: fame and brand. End
Fame.
of. Fame and branding. Who talks about you, who links to you, and who's searching for you. that will deal with the AI.
Probably not many
Because
people at the moment.
yeah,
I don't think I'm their topic of conversation.
but you're ruffling a lot of feathers. You are making people are noticing, right? Like the feathers, they got ruffled in the last few weeks.
Yeah, look, they did. They did. And I know I wasn't going to mention it earlier, but I literally had someone knock on my door today and ask me about it and were probing me as to why I did it. And I think they completely missed the mark when they saw it. They saw that, I happened to mention someone's name and they were just fixated on that. And I just said, like I had said to them, did you watch the entire video? Did you see what the entire video was about? Because it was
I don't think
not
you
an
said
attack.
anything bad. You didn't
No,
say
I
anything
didn't,
bad
and
to
even in
anybody.
my descriptions, I didn't say anything bad, and there has been a post after that where, another jeweler had, put some wrong information out there, and, when you read the descriptions, I talk about how they're a wonderful jeweler and their craftsmanship is fantastic and they've been around for a long time. However, the information is inaccurate. And that jeweler has reached out to me and thanked me for putting the correct information out there and for, advocating for the correct information in our industry to be out there. So, when this person kind of
That's nice.
came, yeah, it was a really nice message. And when this person came to me, they then followed with, can you now put a video up about this jeweler and about that jeweler? And I was like, no, because I haven't seen them do anything wrong. And what you're
Yeah.
saying to me sounds like your issue with them. So, why don't you grow a pair and you go talk about them? And if you know so much more than they do, maybe you put the right information out there. And it's
You would have bruised his ego big time, though, when he said grow a pair.
yeah, but I mean, like what? Are you gonna come to me and ask me to put the video up because you saw that I did it?
Please, Adriana, can you post the content for me, please?
I have to
I mean,
seriously
really?
strategically think about, I'm not
That's
trying to
pathetic,
piss
dude.
someone off. So I'm not going out there to piss them off. I'm looking at it and assessing it, going, well, how can I use this as an example to continue educating people and not slander them? And, like, just because I'm mentioning a name, it's not like, oh, there's this person and they're so bad and they're doing everything so bad. It's like, well, no, there's this person that put this information out there. This is what actually, we should be doing or
And if
what
they
we
put
can learn from it.
if someone puts content, it's not like a private conversation. If someone puts content out publicly, it can be scrutinized publicly. People have come to me and said, I think what you said here was wrong. I'm like, oh, okay. And sometimes it happens to be wrong. I'll delete it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like we all make mistakes. Right?
Yeah. We're all human. And I'm sure there's going to be a point where I'm going to put something out there and someone's going to say, well, that's not factually correct. Like I'm trying to do my due diligence before I press live or before I,
Yeah.
hit that button to post that, I am putting accurate information out there. I'm not just going to talk shit and post it.
And I think
I've
you're at
got
a
to make
point where,
right.
yeah, and I think you're at a point where we're nearly cracking that point. If you run a few more ads on your TikTok and the audience keeps growing as it is, where we can actually go live and you can actually answer people's questions.
Yeah. I'd love to. I have jewelers knock on my door all the time and just say, hey,
Yeah, but
I'm
they're not
here.
going to come on your live.
No, they're not going to come my live. They should be
No, no,
working.
no, no. Not watching your
Like,
content.
honestly, like my door is, I let it be a revolving door. I have no issue answering questions. Like they might come in and go, oh, like I'm about to work on this stone. Do you know what it is? And I'll tell them, yeah, be careful because it's soft. You can crack it if you are. Or I've even had setters who are unsure. They've been given some gemstones like, oh, it's not. It's actually a bit soft when I'm pushing the claw over, what is it? And I'll test it. Sometimes if it's a 2-second job and I can look at it, I'll just give it to them and just tell them what it is. So I
No,
try my best to help.
from now on, if they want free information, it has to be filmed. Sorry. If you walk into their house, you get the camera there, tell them my digital marketing guy said I'm only allowed to give away free information if it's filmed and documented.
Yeah, that's actually a
I think
really
that's,
good point.
I will just keep your, I don't think you have a DS. Do you have a video camera? No, maybe not.
A video camera as in like a video camera, like a portable
Like,
video camera.
Not the channel, not the
Old
channel
school video
9,
cameras or a
not
phone?
the not
I feel like everything's on the phone nowadays.
the phone would be, if I have to take that over anything, it's actually only problem with the phone and as well as the DSLR would be audio. I find that audio is the biggest problem when it comes to
Okay.
recording from the phone. But yeah, if I have to do it with the phone, I'll do it with the phone. No, not the camera my dad had in the 90s, the full like Channel 9, you know, at the weddings, filming the weddings.
Go to Greece.
It was like,
They're out on the farm and they're filming everything. They're like, look, watch the goat. And you're like, I've been
what's the
staring
go?
at that goat for 20
Look at
minutes.
that donkey.
Did you just use the whole film up on that goat?
Yeah, my dad used to take
Oh,
these weird recordings at Movie World. Some guy talking about sharks in like 1990, and we still got that, and we just still watch it till have a laugh as a family. Anyway,
I got
he
to
thought
find.
that we'd use it one day for homework, man. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
Dad, we never. He didn't really foresee the internet, right? It's like I thought you might do something on sharks or bees one day. I'm like, yeah, cool, Dad, it's all good.
Yeah, school assignment.
Adriana, thank you. But yes, keep going. But think about everything that you can possibly film and document in Thelis and that we can get free content for, because you never know what's going to hit home to somebody. And I love all the authentic content, but I want us to become our own branding agency as well, not just a jeweler. And so, sure, if you want to use the iPhone, use the iPhone, but probably going to need some decent microphones. And then you can chat GPT how you connect two microphones, because that's not
No,
always
I
easy.
started ChatGPT everything. Stop it.
Thank you so much, Adriana. I really do appreciate your time.
I really
Thank
appreciate
you.
you taking the time as well.
Bye.